Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So it looks like Tiffany Henyard, her situation is going from bad to worse, and the worst even, that it could very well affect her position, which most likely she's going to lose here. You know, she won't be a second term mayor for sure, or what they call a supervisor of Dolton Township or whatever the township is. And this might, probably affect her freedom, which is something that I would probably be more worried about than anything. But anyway, let's click on to it. It says, this is from Fox 32 Chicago, and it reads, law firm drops representation of Dolton and Mayor Henyard amid financial strain and FBI probe. It says the law firm represents Mayor Tiffany Henyard and the village of Dolton in a slew of lawsuits is asking to withdraw from those cases. Now, why would they be doing that? Let's see. The Delgado Law Group said it is not being paid. Well, that's it right there. That could be the end of the damn story. So it will stop appearing in federal and state court and defending Dolton and Henyard in the 22 different lawsuits. Dang, 22. In a letter to Henyard and trustees, the law firm said the village is facing millions of dollars in judgments from earlier cases and could potentially be on the hook for millions more in the current lawsuits. The firm also added that the village is quickly approaching the point of being uninsurable. Can you imagine a whole city being uninsurable? A village? How can you get to that? See, this goes to the point that everybody is not meant to do everything. I am not 6'6". I'm not 6 foot. I'm a little shorter than 6 foot. One thing I could not do my entire life, I could do for a short period of time that I could find out, was dunk a basketball. I could do it every now and then. Couldn't do it all the time. I could play basketball, I could shoot, play defense, whatever. But dunking was not my specialty. I was not going to be the Michael Jordan of Dallas any time in my life. Was not going to be the Usain Bolt. Is it Usain Bolt? Yeah. Couldn't run that fast. Could barely run. Probably one of the slowest people you could ever meet running. There are some things that I did not study to become a scientist, a rocket scientist, or a doctor, or whatever. And I'm not the CEO of Amazon or Google or Facebook, and I'm not Warren Buffett. Not saying that I could not learn and get the knowledge, but it's kind of late in life to start to get to where he's at now. But I can always, still, I invest, get mutual fund, index fund, stuff like that. Put money in that all the time to try to grow my wealth. So in the future, you got money because that's how it works, compound interest. But study that, look that up, Google it, figure it out for yourself. We'll talk about it some other time. But everybody I'm not a mayor, not a governor, probably will never be a president. Everybody is just not made to do everything. But how in the hell did this woman become mayor? It's beyond me. See, I said it before in a previous video. The problem is you had the whole George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, backed by George Soros is the rumor. I'm going to say epidemic problem. And also, the epidemic that happened around about 2019, 2020. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But you had this outcry of police reform, justice for the Black Americans, and you had people just jump on it head first. Figure out you had these politicians and these lobbyists who be in these meetings and they're like, okay, here's a problem. We got a bunch of Black people who may just try to rise, and we're afraid that there's going to be another Martin Luther King, the real Martin Luther King, not the one that they suppressed from us, and Malcolm X and people like that who just may try to uprise and do their own thing and run something. How do we keep them at bay? Hey, Black Lives Matter. Hey, throw some money at them. Hey, let's push for black women, because we don't want the black men running nothing, because we ain't trying to deal with that. We're trying to deal with people who could have emotional instability, but who can be placated, and all you really got to do is tell them something that they want to hear, and most likely they'll fall for it and go for it. So what do? We're going to find ways to get black women into office, into power. I'm not sitting here talking bad about black women, because doggone it, all women can be in this category, but we're talking about a specific situation. And we're talking about the uprisal and the bringing back down of a people, our people. So what do? Black women, you are the backbone of the Democratic Party. They can tell you that because, one, you'll be happy, and then they're trying to feed you this. They feed you this feminism. You don't need the man, blah, blah, blah thing. Although their women not doing the same thing. They're just feeding it to us. And over time, it works. And over time, the message will spread, and enough people will start to believe it and look down upon their own people. So now the black woman is the backbone of the Democratic Party. But yet, your people gets nothing. We have not advanced as y'all being the backbone of that Democratic Party. So what do? Hey, let's figure out a way. What we're going to do, we're going to push and promote. We're going to show the power of black women, because we're going to put them out there to run for office, to be on judge benches, to push them to be lawyers, just push them in politics, period, so they can become mayors. I don't think I've seen a black governor yet, but they can be mayors of these democratic cities. So that way they can be the face. They can feel like they're doing something, while all the while we're still going to run things in the background. And then once things hit the fan, they'll get the blame. Once everything's smoothed out, everything is fine, we'll get rid of this DEI nonsense, and we'll get it back to the status quo. We'll just do it. It just happens all the time, periodically. That's just what they do. Feel me? Shout out to like W. Du Bois and Frederick Douglass and people like that back in the day that they used to, to feed us a bunch of stuff that never got us anywhere on that standpoint. But this Tiffany Henyard is something different, because I think she went off the rails, as they say, went way left, and was spending money on silly stuff. They probably didn't really take her seriously, because Dolton is a small town. They're more worried about Chicago and Lori Lightfoot at the time, and all the stuff that was going on there, becoming national and worldwide news. Immigration, stuff like that. But little old Dolton sitting over here in the suburbs with 20,000 people or something like that. And somehow this woman is sitting here spending this money, doing things, doing what she wants to, acting a clown, and nobody's paying attention to it. But then all of a sudden, the last couple of years, little things are happening, and now everything's coming to the forefront. And now it's like, what in the heck happened? Why was nobody holding this woman accountable? It's because she took a small town and about to run it into the ground. Anyway, it's to the point of where you're spending millions of dollars are missing. People are being shoot. Some people claiming that people coming to their house and shooting at their house behind her. Some people claiming that they not getting permits to keep a business open, or liquor licenses to reopen businesses because they didn't vote for her, or they're friends with her enemy or something like that. All this kind of mafia stuff that this little young lady is doing. But see, the problem is what she didn't realize, and what a lot of people don't realize, especially our people don't realize. First thing we like to say is they do it and nobody says nothing. But I get accused of something and it's worldwide news and they're trying to destroy me. And you should be ashamed of yourself because you're a black, that mess she said. But what you're saying, you don't understand. What you're saying is actually answering your own question. And it should be telling you something. You're actually, damn near contradicting yourself. It's like, Aren't you understanding what you're saying? You're saying that if they can do it, they can get away with it. But if we do it, we can't get away with it, which means what? Don't do it. Don't sit there and say, well, hell, they can do it, I'm going to do it. Nah, that's not how that works, because this ain't your world. This ain't your country. This ain't your money. That's not how that works. You do it by your own words. You going to agree. And you're not the first one who ever said that. So why in the heck would you do something like this and think you're going to get away with it? Just because you're the backbone of the Democratic Party, just because your president is a Democrat. People thought he can do a lot of stuff when Barack Obama was president, you know, because they say, oh, my president is black. And come to find out, he ain't do nothing for black folk. So hell, if it didn't work under him, why you think it's going to work with this old dude, this old decrepit man that's in office, or this fake black woman that's his vice president? It just, no, I don't get it. I don't get it. You should have used this position to help your people, not build a doggone me ice rink, not pass out turkeys like a dang drug dealer, but actually doing something to help your community. You could have lobbied to get businesses brought to your community. Not saying you win, but you fight for stuff like that. Stuff like that get you positions in other cities, other towns, like move up in Senate, House seats, stuff like that. But what you done is, one, you mess it up for yourself, you mess it up for your city, and you mess it up for probably any other young black woman who wants to run for office anywhere in the country. They're gonna really, really hamper down on your credentials. But let me finish. Let me finish. On Saturday night, Fox 32 broke the news that the FBI has dropped a new round of subpoenas in its ongoing grand jury investigation into allegations of corruption. On Friday, the FBI served subpoenas on Dolton Township, where Henyard also served as township supervisor. So let's go to one more little link. So they're talking about the subpoenas, and this is the same Fox 32 Chicago, and it says Dolton Township subpoenas reveal Tiffany Henyard is target of criminal investigation. Let's go through it. Fox 32 Chicago has obtained copies of the 2 federal subpoenas served Friday, and when we say Friday, this is published on the 29th, so this is like the past, like a couple of days ago. And also that the investigation is growing. Overall, it tells me that the investigation is expanding. It is not just focusing on the city of Dolton, said Ross Rice, former FBI agent. And you know, if the feds get involved, that means it is something way bigger than little old Tiffany. I mean, she done some stuff. Well, hell, she actually accused of hiding some stuff that may have happened in Las Vegas using taxpayers' money. So that's when your feds gonna get into it. Rice said the subpoenas reveal the burgeoning scope of the federal criminal investigation into Dolton Township Supervisor and Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard. One subpoena focuses entirely on Henyard, including 2 businesses she owned, a restaurant and a property management company, as well as Henyard's political fund and the charity bearing her name. It asks for all records, including personnel files, wages and tax statements, time and attendance, records of work performed, contract, and checks written to cash. See, when people want an audit, like of your finances, they're going to dig down. What's the saying? Follow the money. If you follow the money, you'll find all the answers that you're looking for. Kind of like, let's say, divorce court. People can go get a divorce, and the guy might think, oh, I got money overseas, or I got money here in this trust or LLC. They'll never find it. But these dudes do forensics. And when you do forensics, that means you're going to investigate everything. You're looking at every bit of evidence that you can, and you running with it. No matter how big or how small it is, you're going to look into it. And that's how a lot of times hidden money, hidden properties, hidden families get found out. Through forensic, doing forensic investigation on your accounts. So that's all the feds are doing. The feds just got more resources than your lawyer does. The mayor and the township supervisor, who are one and the same, appeared to be the primary focus of the investigation, Rice said. The second subpoena requests a kitchen sink of township records. And they're talking about they want everything, including the kitchen sink, including financial reports, budgets, payroll records, and ordinances covering credit card purchases. Because see what they're going to do, Tiffany? They're going to look at a credit card purchase, and let's say you went and bought some gas at, I don't know, the Quickie Mart. and on the other side of Chicago. And then they'll say, hey, she's supposed to say about $30, $75 worth of gas. Let's look and see what's in there. So then so then they may go and get subpoena the Quickie Mart and say, hey, on this receipt, what was bought? It just says, you have like a detailed list of things that she bought. And then they can say, oh yeah, sure. We'll look it up, and they'll see that she bought $50 worth of gas, $5 worth of Funyuns, $10 worth, might have bought some bottle of wine. I said, wait a minute. Wine, what time of day did she buy it? Was this between the hours of 8 and 5 when she was supposed to have been on the clock? And they'd be like, yeah. So then look at that bottle of wine and they'd be like, okay, she bought wine. Can we are there any videos of her driving during that day any videos of her driving or videos of her being in the office, what have you? And they might find a video where she's getting out her car and going into the office with like a bag with the wine or what have you. But then when she comes out, she doesn't come out with the bag. So I'm like, wait a minute, did she have a wine in the building? Let's go see if we can find the wine. And then I go look, and they might talk to people and say, hey, on this certain date, isn't it true that y'all had that y'all were drinking, in the office? Because we got financials and we got video of this, that, and the third. And then somebody else be like, somebody snitch, right? And say, yeah, on this date, we sat here and we drank and this, that, and the third. So y'all were drinking on the job. So that could be files for termination. Now I can sit here and give this to your superior and you can lose your job, your pension, and all your benefits. Is that what you want? And then another person was like, no, that ain't what I want. So I need you to tell me different things. See, that's how detailed and in-depth they can get. The smallest little things that we might think means nothing. These people got the capability, the technology, and the resources to find out everything that you did wrong. I know working in management at one of the clinics, that I worked at, the company I worked for, I learned a lot of things. It's one thing to work on the floor and to demand, wonder why certain things aren't done when dealing with patient care and equipment and stuff like that. But then once you get into the management part and you see that a lot of it is based on money and budget and stuff like that. And then when they start looking into things, something may happen in the clinic, and now the powers that be, the corporate, is looking into it. You find out that they can see stuff that you don't think they can see. They can see what you do. And that's one thing I used to tell my employees was that they can see what you do and they can see what you don't do. I can't go into details of what it is because I'm not supposed to, but just trust me on this. Just do everything by the book and we'll have no problems. But then you had one or two who thought they could steal. They've been doing it for so long and no one said nothing. So it became a part of their DNA and they still doing it and they end up getting let go. But like I said, it's because they've been doing it for so long and they've been getting away with it. But you've been getting away with it because there hasn't been any problems up until now. Once a problem hits, now we're going to look into everything and now we can see everything you've done from this moment all the way back. Same thing here. You think you're going to be in charge. You're going to be a young black woman, as you say, in power. You think you're going to be in charge of the taxpayer, the feds, the government's money, and they're not going to watch every move you make or be able to track it if need be? You've got to be silly. It say Fox 32 Chicago has reported extensively about Henyard's use of a police security detail, which police said has hampered their ability to fight crime. The subpoena also asked for payments and credit card expenditures for a number of township employees, including Henyard's top lieutenant Keith Freeman, some township trustees, and Henyard's boyfriend, who runs the township's youth violence prevention program. The subpoena also focuses on township travel, including a story first reported by Fox 32 in the Illinois Answer Project about a trip Henyard took to Springfield in 2022 with Dolton and Thornton Township employees, ostensibly to raise money for a cancer charity in her name. But remember, she tried to sit there and say that somebody just put something in her name when she was questioned about it. But her name was not on none of the paperwork. She wasn't a trustee, part of the board, or anything like that. But yet you're doing videos promoting this in the city council meeting. But hey, she's gonna ride it out as long as she can, because she once this money gone, she ain't got nothing else. But she got a couple of businesses, right? The thing about it is, think about it. See, this is how foolish that young folk think. You the mayor now, and you think you can crap on anybody who upsets you. The problem is, you're not gonna be the mayor forever. And once they kick you out and the next person comes in, your restaurant, your property management company could go through all kind of scrutiny and investigations to where it'll cost you too much money to even keep it open, because you're paying for legal fees, you filing fees, things of that nature, to where eventually you have to shut down on your own. They ain't got to shut you down. They just make sure that you shut yourself down. So what they say, reap what you sow. So be careful, who you do wrong to, because those are things where the word karma comes into. I don't believe in people talking about karma when somebody die, because everybody's gonna die. Everybody's. If you're born, you're gonna die regardless. So you can be the most evil person. Cause hell, most evil people I know live forever. But you can be the most evilest person in the world and die today. And first thing somebody said, "Oh, that's karma because they were so evil." No, it was just they died because they're human beings. I mean, the way they live, might have ate something they ate, what they smoked, what they drank, whatever the case may be, stress, eventually your body gonna give out, whether it be today or 120 years from today. It just happens. But karma, like something like how you deal with somebody. Now, remember, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So, I mean, if that's what you want to say, then how you died, then maybe, that's a point that can be made. But just for death, period, you know what I'm saying? If somebody's just treating people, stealing money from people, doing the wrong, then they just croak over and die of old age. That's not karma, right? But if they do things like she's doing, like I say, karma come around is once you lose your job, if you still got your freedom after all this, people going to make sure that all your businesses crumble. What the hell? Let's see. Fox 32 wondered who was paying for all this, and so are the feds, who asked for records of municipal resources being used on behalf of friends of Tiffany Henyard, her political fund, and charitable organizations, including the Tiffany Carriage Foundation, which includes a $10,000 donation of taxpayers' money made by the township. It's a very broad scope. It's very broad in the number of people and entities they're asking for records on. So there must be some serious allegations of wrongdoing that they're trying to get to the bottom of, Rice said. So yeah, Tiffany, you're pretty much done. It's in the second round of federal subpoenas on April 20, 4 FBI agents served a pair of subpoenas on the village of Dolton, asking for personnel files of 29 employees. Oh, they're gonna try to find one that's gonna flip. That's all that is. So Tiffany, that was April. That was what, April 20th? I'm quite sure somebody done flipped by now. I was pleasantly surprised, said Stephanie Weidman, a former township employee turned whistleblower who has been helping the FBI in this investigation. So you got to be careful who you do wrong with, who you do wrong to, because shoot, they'll come back. People don't forget, man. People might forgive, but shoot, I don't understand that either. I don't forgive or forget. Over the weekend, she took part in a rally of Thornton Township residents calling on Henyard to resign. Weidman said the latest subpoenas are a welcoming sign. I hope the township finds a way to be able to recoup the damage that has been done. I doubt it. Money just don't flow like that. But I hope the people did I hope the people that did the damage, I mean, there's repercussions for making bad decisions, Weidman said. Through a spokesperson, Henyard declined to comment about the subpoenas. The township has until May 20th to turn over all those records to a federal grand jury that's been impaneled to investigate. And like I said, you got Lori Lightfoot, who's been hired by, I think, the township to investigate Tiffany Henyard and the township books. But they say that the mayor has the ability to subpoena that. So, I mean, to appeal that. So veto. had the ability to veto that. So she may not do too much, but I haven't heard anything yet because that was like early in April. So we haven't heard anything, and everybody's tripping because she getting paid like $400 an hour. Like, man, that's just lawyers. Shoot, lawyers just, it is what it is. But yeah, Tiffany Henyard, man, shoot, I'm not sure why she ain't stepped down and just left it all alone. Cause this is a no-win situation for her. Hope she enjoyed it. Hope she saved it, stacked a little money. Hope she probably invested it, put in some mutual funds, index funds, and hopefully she can leave it there and leave it for her children or what have you, because it's not looking good for you. It's not looking good for y'all. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Let's have dialogue. Hey, support the channel. You can like, share, comment, and subscribe. 4 ways you can support the channel without spending a dime. But if you would like to share or support monetarily, you can always do super chats, super thanks, and also click on the link in the descriptions. There are some links there where you can also support. But however you support, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And with that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.